Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hi, Marsha. I am happy to have my awesome special friend that I call my dear friend, and I consider her as a very close supporter and relative, just amazing human being. And before we jump into our conversation today, I'd love to introduce her first. Marsha Golangco is a bestseller author, speaker, consultant in environmental feng shui and sustainable green building advisory. She's also a social entrepreneur and a long-time community advocate. Her mission is to promote a harmonious world that works for all. For many years, Marsha has used her knowledge and wisdom in helping others to create favorable and healthy living environments for a better quality of life. Welcome, Marsha.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Elle, for inviting me. What a treat, special treat to start the year 2022. And I'm so happy to be here sharing myself and also being with you. And I look forward to this.
Beautiful. Yes, it's great to have you, Marsha. So let's start with first question that I usually love to ask is what makes you, why you do what you do, first of all. I know you have a big soul for community building and advocating for others, a huge supporter, including Women of the World Network. So I'm so grateful that I have met you a few years back in my life, and thank you for being and doing that, being who you are and doing that. But why, share with us why you do what you do and what makes you unique. That in itself makes you unique, of course, already, but why you do that? Why do you do what you do?
hmm Well, Elle, what a profound question, and get me into some deep thinking. I think my life path has been quite interesting in a way that I'm originally from Hong Kong during the British colony era. And I actually have the best of both worlds, the East and the West. And I grew up in a very traditional Chinese family, which means extended family with grandparents, parents, sibling, uncles, aunties, cousins. And in a way, I grew up in a village, so to speak, except it's a five-story high building on the mid-hill of Hong Kong. So I came from a traditional upbringing that will ensure that we have good education. And I came to United States for my college. In fact, I have several college degrees. And I did some professional work in finances with a bank. And I also married for quite a long time and with three grown-up kids. And people always ask me, Marsha, why do you have such energy to do what I'm doing? Because I'm also a community leader, co-found a number of organizations in environment, sustainability, and I have my own consulting business in feng shui, what you just introduced me, because I'm considered as a feng shui expert. And I do a lot of new subdivisions, and I do lectures on feng shui and other issues, social issues. And you mentioned social entrepreneurship, and which is what I'm also engaged in. Social entrepreneurship is engaged in a very proactive and productive, positive kind of business, which I'm doing, and then creating wealth while sharing with others. In other words, circulating the wealth. As we all know, we have only 24 hours a day. So I would say that it is not something that my own traditional family will expect. Because nowadays I'm really living a very full life, both personal, including personal care, and then also with family, with my community, um, and also working together with like-minded people and like-minded organization to create a harmonious world that works for all. So I would say it's step by step as we grow and we live, and then we share. So it is putting forward our intention of our, I would say in the end, my purpose of life. Why am I in this world at this time? And it's not just to live, it's not just to have a good life, but it's really sharing our own talent, sharing our expertise, and sharing it in such a way that it is like a service, it's like a contribution. So I would say my life path is looking at from beginning to growing, and I would say it is quite a fulfilled life. Yeah, thank you
Beautiful.
for asking.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so I love your just different life experiences and how you came to do. So thank you for giving that story to us and how you came to do what you do today, and leaving, coming from Hong Kong, growing up in Hong Kong in a different culture, right? And then coming here and living in the US in a different culture. So becoming a woman of the world, what is it? What does it mean for you to be a woman of the world?
Well, Elle, I'm a lifetime member of a Women of the World Network. And I always consider I'm so fortunate to have met you and other members in this organization that have me articulate what you were asking, how it's like to be women of the world. And it's not just uh, uh, the information, is really living it as a, I always say, from local to global kind of person. And it's like embracing it all, from an individual person to family to community to my work, and to the world. I have been engaged in sustainable green movement for a long time, and it actually integrated with my feng shui work. It's a life work. It's taking care of our environment, taking care of starting from ourselves, and then taking care of others. And with the whole intention, the purpose is to be a contribution and to be of service. And it's not an easy path. I would say I overcome a lot of self-doubt. I overcome a lot of I'm not good enough. I have nothing really important to share. But after writing some books, I'm fortunate to wrote 5 anthology, 2 with you, Elle, and then 3 with other co-authors. It's just like the message is so getting clearer and clearer, and I can speak with uh, well, enthusiasm and passion and clarity. The more I write, the more I know myself, and the more I can share myself with others, being my authentic self. And unlike the 3 solo books that I wrote, The Power of Feng Shui is mostly on information. And yeah, I felt that even I'm an expert in a subject matter, But if I'm not sharing it, and if I'm not sharing it powerfully and having making a difference in the environment and other people in that environment, we call it ecosystem, whether it's our inner self or up to the whole planet Earth. And feng shui is such a big uh, uh, topic. It is involving the universe. I mean, we are really one speck of a particle in this universe, and it's humbling. But I would say yes. It is a very life fulfilling kind of journey for me. um, I wouldn't say I'm unique, but I really agree that everybody is unique. Everybody have a
Yes,
story to tell.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you, Marsha. And this is a perfect transition to talk about the book. So Marsha actually participating now in the second book that we are publishing later this year. And the first book that was published at the beginning of last year and became an international bestseller in 8 countries, representing 13 countries actually in the book, and just amazing stories of different women from different parts of the world. Now, this second book is going to be we dedicating, and the title is Recipe for the Body, Mind, and Soul. So we're featuring stories of different women and different kinds of recipes. So that's what's amazing about this edition is it's not going to be only recipe for cooking, for kitchen, but also recipe for your soul, for your mind. And it's a very diverse compilation of different women. And I'm just excited to bring this to the world. I cannot wait to show it to the world. I cannot wait for the world to start reading it. And I wanted to have this conversation today about your chapter, Marsha, and share with us. And I know this is, like you mentioned, your fifth anthology, amazing. Congratulations on that. But share with us about your title for your chapter. And without giving too many details out, what do you want people or readers to take away from your chapter in the book?
Mhm. Well, thanks for asking. I mean, we have gone through this title a number of times, and finally decided that is the title is "Eat Well, Be Happy," and and a recipe for life fulfillment. And I have to dig deep and into my inner self and go back to how my childhood impacted on my habit of eating what I eat. And I have great appreciation for my own traditional family, that we have a very healthy structure, that we have to eat together every day at dinner time, together with the elders, grandparents, and parents, uncle, aunties, and siblings and cousins in several tables. It's I would say tables. Tables, it's like eating in a restaurant. And we have uh, looking back, I really have full appreciation of how life has treated me and others so well, because there's never a moment of regret. I would say there's abundance of food. It's like eating buffet, and maybe that's explain why I love buffet. It's always uh, togetherness, and always somebody to take care of us. And although when I was young, I would think, oh, there's always this little plate in front of me with all the diversity of the every dish, but every dish, a little bit of everything that we have to finish, but they are all healthy food, freshly cooked, prepared with love, prepared with care, and the combination is so well. And that's where I learned the about feng shui in terms of being healthy and with vitality, because when we eat healthy food, food is a preventive mechanism. In a way, there's a system to have us be healthy throughout our life. And we don't eat so-called, in the United States, I first learned to eat junk food and all those, but actually I end up not. As I grow older, I realized that in order to prolong my life in a energetic and healthy way, I need to watch out what I eat, because I am the product of what I eat, and I'm responsible. And so eating, just like learning from my family, I don't waste. My grandma always teaches, remember the hard work of the farmers, people who produce the food, and people who bring the food to you, people who cook the food. They all put their energy into what you are eating, and be thankful and do not waste. And that's, it's so natural for me to be engaged in the green movement. People call it saving the planet Earth, but I would say saving ourselves, because we are actually in that ecosystem. And when we are in a healthy environment and producing healthy food products for us to eat, we become healthy. So that's what I say: eat well, be happy. Be happy is a frame of mind, it's a mindset. Um, if I, learning from so many great people like yourself and others, uh, under the same circumstances,
Mhm.
I can say I'm happy. Some people might say they are not happy, but I do stick to my family value, that be happy, and being the 4 P. The P as in peaceful, uh, P as in positive, P as in proactive, P as in productive. And I find that is such a good practice. And in the year 2021, just last year, instead of dwelling on the unhappiness and what's not working, I focus, and then I produced 5 anthologies, and 2
Beautiful.
with you,
Yeah,
Elle.
yeah, that's amazing. Congratulations on that. And I love the 4 Ps: peaceful, productive, proactive, and peaceful, productive, positive.
Yes, yes.
I love it. That's awesome. And I love the whole premise of your chapter, because I think it's what you're saying, the energy, people who are cooking the food and making the food, right? That energy that we often forget about, that, but it's so true. And I believe that's also part of feng shui, right? All of this is energy, and the good food that we put inside, what we put inside. And it's so profound. And your chapter on the overall life fulfillment, and how that connects the good food, the good energy, and having a close family circle and loved ones around you, at the dinner table, at the lunch table, exchanging that energy. That is so important. And how many families, including mine, actually, we don't do that often, which, reminds me, we should maintain that, or we should strive, or we should at least make once a week plan, right, to do that in the business of our lives, because it's so important. And having kids at that table, seeing that and learning from older members of the family, I think there's so many pieces in that that are important. And of course, that
Mhm.
lead to the full life fulfillment. The food, the people you share the food with, and the energy that comes with it, and the energy probably that's discussed at the table. So check out Marsha's chapter in our upcoming book, Recipe for a Body, Mind, and Soul. It's going to be amazing edition. I am excited to bring this to the world. Cannot wait. And each chapter in the book is includes the story, the background story from the author, and then it's finished with the recipe. So that background story leads to how the recipe was originated. In some cases, the recipe was a result of the story. In some cases, it's all interconnected. So it's very different format of the book, and just it's in itself the story as with connection with the recipe. So it's not only the recipe, but the story behind it. So when people cook, if it's a cooking recipe, when they cook that recipe, they can relive those stories, right? And there is a bigger meaning behind it, that energy that Marsha was talking about. So it's very, very, very exciting. It's going to be a great book. I am excited to bring this to the world. And thank you, Marsha, for choosing to participate in the book and for bringing your wisdom and your knowledge and contribution to the book. Now, with finishing our conversation today, I love this fun part of our conversation. And what we're going to do is we're going to do rapid fire questions with Marsha. And so
Okay, sure.
yeah, and so I have 5 questions overall, and let me know when you're ready.
Okay,
You
I'm
ready?
ready.
Okay, great. Perfect. So your favorite book name is?
The Power of Feng Shui.
The Power of Feng Shui. I
Really?
love it. Beach
Mhm.
or mountains?
I didn't get that.
Okay. Beach or mountains? Do you choose go to the beach or go to the
Mountain.
mountains?
Mountain.
Okay. Favorite international destinations to visit?
Ah.
I know that's a tough one. There's so many different things.
I would love to visit every part of the world, but I love to visit ancient sites all over the world.
Historical sites, love it. That's great. Do you prefer summer or winter?
Summer.
Okay, great. And then the last one is things that you have discovered about yourself recently.
Ah.
That's a tough one.
Yes. I think I'm a hybrid. I finally realized why I'm a social butterfly, and then I'm also a community activist.
I love it.
And that gave me the synergy. I'm a hybrid.
I love it.
And
Well,
I'm
thank you for
authentic about it.
yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. And that's perfect. I think that's a perfect answer. Thank you for participating. Thank you for playing, Marsha. This was great. I love it. Well, as we are concluding, if there is anything else you want to share with our listeners and readers of our book as well, if there's any, participating in so many books, if there are people who want to write a book or a chapter, and I think writing a chapter, it's a great start, right, before jumping into committing to the whole book. If they keep postponing it, if they thinking they don't have anything to write about, they don't have any expertise, what can you recommend?
I will just say jump into it and a long journey start with a single step, right? So all you do is just put your step forward. And just have fun with it, just pretty much sharing it and telling people your inner your story. I remember I always, when I first write books, and I thought that, oh, I'm not good enough. I have nothing to share. But the more I write, the more I have so much to share. And what is so great about writing is bringing incomplete matters, like what we regret, what we are guilty, how we feel, our upsets. Put those in the past. They don't belong to my present and my future. And then it actually opens up the whole world. And then it opens up the goodness and the beauty and the truthfulness. And that is actually my next solo book, Mei, Truth, Goodness, Beauty.
Oh, I
And
love John Smith.
I think I'm ready to write my ninth book will be on Mei, Truth, Goodness, Beauty, a solo book.
Well, that's
Thank
great.
you.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I cannot wait to read that. I always love the concept of John Smith since the day you brought that into my life. Well, thank you, Marsha, again for being here today, for sharing your presence, your wisdom, and check out Marsha's all her books. We'll post the links. And thanks for listening with us. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. See you all
Bye. Bye,
soon.
Marsha.
Thank you, Al.